Hey guys, it's Adam here, coming to you live on SkavaenGames. Just showing you this new video recording software that I purchased called Action by a company called Mirillis, I believe it is. Basically, this software records just like Fraps. However, it doesn't consume as much CPU as Fraps does. It's a lot nicer than Fraps. As you can see here, I got some Far Cry footage that I did. Now, I'm going to go through it real quick and give you an idea what it is. So you got all your settings over here. So just like Fraps, F9 start and stops recording. You got different recording modes. Right now I'm not recording this with Mirillis or with Action because obviously I'm shooting a video about Action, so I can't really record with it while I probably could, but anyway, we'll carry on with this. So when you're filming here, basically here's your setup. So it shows you all your video recordings off to the side here. I'm recording an AVI now. However, it does have some different features. We'll go through all that. But right now I'm recording to a portable hard drive. So let's go ahead and talk about the software a bit. So you see over here is all the footage I took. It's an AVI format, and they're kind of big files. This one here is 15.63 gigs, 13 gig. Okay, just like Fraps, it makes massive freaking huge files. You got different recording modes for game, where it'll automatically detect a DirectX or OpenGL game and start recording from it right away, which is nice. One of the problems I had with Fraps in the past was it wouldn't detect the game and would end up just recording my desktop. So I'd make a 20-minute video game video, and it would come up with 20 minutes of my desktop, which was horrible. The other option it has is recording your desktop. Now, when you do the recording of the desktop, I don't have a way to show you this, but in the top right-hand corner of the screen, let me just pause this for a second. Okay, I don't have a way to show this, but there's a little HUD that comes up, and it tells you how many frames per second you're getting, and it also tells you basically when it's recording, it goes from blue to red, and whatnot. But you can do desktop recording, and then over here it actually has the active desktop region, which basically what this does is, let me shrink down the region here. You can basically pick a region like I'm doing right now with the program I'm running, and it'll tell you all the crap. Now, let me see if I can fucking move this thing. There we go. And down here you see all your controls, like snap to windows, you got your move option, your record, you take a picture, the actual size of it, so you can resize this by grabbing the borders and giver, and you can resize it around an app. When you click the, what's this? New preset, delete okay, so you can set presets, and you can also, when you hit this, it closes it and brings you back to the software. Okay, so you got all those different features. Now down here you have file formats. You have AVI and MP4. Right now MP4 says 480p. I can only do it in 480p on MP4. The reason being is if you want to go HD, you have to have a 3rd generation i7 that supports that Intel Video Sync technology, which will allow you to do up to 1080p in MP4 compression, because the processor has a built-in compressor for doing media, which my processor doesn't because I have a stupid 2nd gen i7, but not a big deal. Okay, and then you can set your duration, so it'll only record for this duration, which is really nice if you want to do strictly 17-minute video game videos. You click on duration, you can say I only want to record for 7 minutes, and it'll only record for 7 minutes and then stop the software. Record system sounds is great for video games because it'll record the video game sounds. And then you can set it to always record the microphone, record on a button press, or do not record. And you're probably saying, what's this multi-channel audio recording? Well, let's say you have a microphone plugged in, you have a mixer plugged in that you're going to play some background music through, and something else. I don't know what else. Like, basically, if you have multiple input audio devices, you can say allow multi-channel recording, and it'll record from every channel that you have hooked in as an input, which is not too bad. Then you come over here to the audio. This is if you just want to record audio things. So you can allow it to record microphone and whatnot, because you can do audio, you can do video, depending on the key press. So F10 will start and stop your audio, right? So you just want to do an audio recording, say you want to record a Skype conversation you're having with somebody, you want to save that to your computer so you can review it later, you can do that with the audio recording. Over here you have your benchmarking, where you can benchmark your system to find out just how awesome sauce it is or if it sucks. Pretty decent. Over here you have your snapshots. It will take snapshots in PNG, bitmap, and JPEG, which is awesome if you want to take screenshots to use for thumbnails on YouTube. And then we have the settings. So you can see application windows always on top. You know, language, they have English. They have a whole shitload of languages for everybody out there. You know, just pick the one you want and give her. I obviously chose English for obvious reasons. It'll automatically check for updates. Start application, minimize to tray. I kind of want that turned on. Hide action window and desktop recording start. You kind of want that on. Show action window when desktop recording is finished. Yes. And enable action remote control. This is a cool feature. For anybody out there with an Android phone, you can download an application for your Android phone so you can remote start and stop your recording without having to press F9. So you can just take your phone and go. Now mind you, if you're doing a video game recording, you're already sitting at your computer, so the fact of hitting that is kind of pointless, right? So there you go. You can actually enable the action remote and install that application to your Android phone or tablet, and you can have a button off your computer to start your recording. Kind of neat. Over here is the video quality. So you can say, you know, set it to normal or low. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to have to look into that. Whatever. Use multi-core recording, which I use because I do have the quad-core i7. You can tell it not to record your mouse cursor or to record it, and you can have visualize mouse clicks. This is where when you click on something and it'll put like a yellow orb, or probably like a graphic or something. Down here you have use overlay graphics. If you're a gamer and you want to watermark all your videos, you can click on this, click down here, find a video, find a picture file, and then you can choose where you want to put it on your screen and your recording to watermark your videos. Over here for the microphone settings, you get to choose your microphone. I usually leave it set to system default, but I have access to the Logitech wireless and the Yeti mic. I'm using the Yeti right now. And you can set your volume and record microphone into a separate audio track, which is really cool because it'll actually make an audio track of just the microphone recording and your video and audio track of your gameplay. So then you can merge them together in something like Sony Vegas, Magix Movie Edit Pro, whatever you want. And then you can tweak the sound so it sounds good. Now, if you're too lazy to do that like I am, oh, system sounds. This asks you where you want to get your system sounds from. I just said system default. If you want to, say you want your system sounds, like say you're lazy like me and you don't want to separate the audio, you can say I want the microphone to have 70% of the gain and 30% goes to the system sounds. This is nice because it'll automatically duck the game sounds out of the way so people can hear you talking while you're out there shooting people in the face or doing whatever you do, Call of Duty, whatever it is. So you're not getting drowned out by gunfire all the time. I like that. Fraps didn't have that feature. This has that feature. That is a sexy feature. Over here you have your heads-up display setting. So you can choose where you want your heads-up display to be. This is an option I recommend having clicked. Do not record the HUD in games and applications. Nothing's more annoying than watching somebody who shot something in Fraps or in any other program and you see that stupid number in the top corner saying how many frames they're getting. I hate that. Well, this here makes sure it doesn't happen. And you can say hide the HUD on action startup and hide the HUD during desktop recording if you don't want to see the HUD. Over here is your export settings. Now this here you can actually, you can directly from this program upload to YouTube. It'll compress it and it'll drill it up to YouTube for you, no problems. So people who just want to shoot video, not even edit it, and just drill it up to YouTube's, this program will do it for you. So you can go to upload settings, you can go remember password, automatically split files into parts for YouTube. That is not a problem anymore because everybody should have unlimited time on their YouTube. If not, you should register your YouTube and get that done so you can have more than 15-minute uploading. But if you didn't and you're lazy, you can say automatically split files and you can set it to 15, 14 minutes, whatever you want, and that'll work. And then I have an export folder, which is my directory where I have my files if I want to export them in MP4 so they're easier to edit. And then over here's all your keyboard shortcuts. All the different keyboard things you can do, like video recording, record audio, benchmarking, blah, 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 reset average frame rate, show HUD display, whatever. You can change the position with F7. Change active desktop if you have multiple screens. That comes in handy. Microphone recording, detect frame rate, and your pause and resume video recording. Yes, people, you don't have to split your recordings with this, unlike Fraps. If you hit Shift F9, you can pause the recording, go make a sandwich, come back, eat your sandwich, hit Shift F9, resume your recording, and it's all in one file. It is so nice. I love that feature of this program. Now, something else that's cool about it. We'll click on this to give us the options here. So you got your option to delete the selected file, to open and play it, and it has a built-in player. You can open the output folder so you can see the folder where all the files are in it. You can export the selected media. You can export selected file, or you can you can send it to Facebook, or you can send it to YouTube. Now, if you click on the YouTube option here, let me get this in my frame here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So you have, okay, it's a Far Cry 3 output. You can choose it to whatever you want. So if you just want to do like 480i, 480p, 720 main. Okay, we want to do it for YouTube, so we'll just leave that alone. We want to set this to 720p at 8 megs per second. It's going to make a 1.6 gig file. That's a lot higher than what my files normally look like when I compress them with Sony Vegas or Magix, because I use MP4. This is not using MP4 compression, but whatevs. You click on next, and then you have to fill out all your YouTube shit, your username, your password, the title, the description, the freaking category, and then your public, private, or unlisted. Then when you're done all that, you click start, and Bob's your uncle. Overall, I find this software is way better than Magix, or holy shit. Overall, I find this software is way better than Fraps because it has a lot more features. And the thing is it costs the exact same amount as Fraps. I paid $30 for the software. It is legit. It's not a pirated copy. I purchased it on request from... Oh, I can't even remember the YouTube user's name now. This is freaking horrible. But I think it was Ledbetter17 actually who mentioned this, to use this software. Yeah, Ledbetter17. He said, check it out. He goes, I use it for all my Minecraft videos. I checked out the freeware version, or the trial version. It was okay, but the trial version does watermark the cock out of your software, or out of your video. So I don't recommend using it for anything pro, but it's a good thing to try out and see if you like it before you buy it. That's why I always love trialware software. Give it a try, see if you like it, and if you do, give her a go. $30, and it's an amazing video recorder. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed that little introduction to my new software. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to leave them. Comment section below. And take care, guys.